Hello there, my name is Karis. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I do videos about just some life struggles. I'm super open about my past struggles with depression, anxiety, and some traumas that I have endured, as well as like my adoption and stuff like that. So that's the kind of content I make. So if you are interested in any of that, feel free to subscribe. However, today I wanted to talk a little about how to deal with mental health struggles throughout quarantine. Now, I know this is so hard. We're living in such a crazy stage of life right now. This whole year has been pretty chaotic, and it's already hard enough to struggle with mental health issues, but then adding a pandemic to the list makes it even a little harder. So that's what I want to talk about today. Really quickly, I do want to say I'm not a professional psychologist or a therapist or anything like that. Everything I have to say is from my own experience. All the tips I'm sharing with you are just things that I find helpful and things that I myself have learned through going to therapy. With that being said, just want to hop right into the video. So right now I'm actually in quarantine. I tested positive for COVID about a week and a half ago, and the first week was hard. I don't know about you, but we haven't been in a lockdown since like August, so I actually went back to school. And then as soon as we got sent home from school, because we ended up having a lot of positive COVID results, I ended up getting it like literally the week we got sent home, so I ended up having to quarantine. And that's been hard. Like, I thought quarantine wouldn't be that hard just because, we did it when everything was shut down. But it's a little different quarantining when you actually have COVID than quarantining before COVID, because now you literally can't go out because you don't want to give it to anybody else. So I just wanted to talk a little about that, my experience with it, and how I've been able to deal with my mental health struggles through it. Okay, so my first tip I have for you if you're in this situation is make sure you still get human interaction. Now, I know you can't see people face to face, but we have our phones. Make sure you call people, FaceTime. Like, as humans, we were not meant to live like this. We weren't meant to be shut in a room for 2 weeks. We need other humans to survive. So make sure you do reach out to people. My other tip is, if this is possible, I would definitely recommend therapy. And the great thing about the world we live in now is everything can be turned into a virtual thing. So I have continued to do therapy. I just have to do it through a FaceTime call now instead. It's honestly been just super helpful to have that time to still talk to my counselor and let her know like what's going on. And I actually have an appointment with her like in an hour. Also, don't feel like you are overreacting if you do feel down and upset and sad. I know that sometimes it can be easy to minimize what you're going through because you assume, well, like, there's a lot of people who have to quarantine. I'm not the only one. And so it's easy to downplay what you're going through, but this is hard. And if you are struggling through it, then it's okay. Like, let yourself feel that. Don't minimize the struggle that you're going through just because you think somebody else has it harder than you. And if you are actually sick and genuinely are worried about your well-being, like, that makes it even worse. I've been lucky. I mean, my first couple of days, like, it sucked. I had like body chills and I was so achy and everything. But after like 3-4 days of it, like, it got a lot better. So now the only symptoms I experience is like slight headaches, and I can't really taste or smell much. But if you genuinely are not feeling well, both mentally and physically, I feel for you. That's hard. I know that's not really much of an advice or much of a tip, but sometimes I think we just need somebody to tell us that, like, it's okay. It will get better, and hopefully we will get out of this period of life becoming a much stronger version of ourselves. Another tip I have for you is, if you're not like physically sick and you can get up out of your bed and do things, definitely take advantages of that. I don't mean, go out and about, but I mean, if there is something you've always wanted to do but you never had time to do it, well, this is a great time. I'm looking at my closet right now. I could definitely organize my closet because I have all the time in the world to do it now. I actually started reading a couple of books before quarantine. I was like, I will never have time to read a book, but this week I have had time to read a few chapters. So do things to kind of keep your mind off of what is going on. Because if you just sit in your room and think about the chaos around you, it's just gonna make it even harder to handle. So try to distract yourself as much as possible. Okay, so this last tip I have for you is kind of the opposite of what I just got done saying, and that is, take this time to rest. I know, especially if you are naturally just an overachiever, you probably want to take this time to get a lot of things done and, I don't know, just accomplish things. And that's not a bad thing. Like, that's good, but it's also okay to just rest. I think sometimes, like, I'll get on TikTok and I'll see these things like, during quarantine I lost a lot of weight, or during quarantine I started my small business and blah blah blah, and I'm always like, wow, like, that's pretty awesome. But then I started realizing, like, oh, I wonder if people can watch those videos and start feeling bad about themselves sometimes, because maybe during quarantine you couldn't really do much because your mental health was at such a low place to where just getting out of bed was enough. Maybe during quarantine you actually gained weight instead of lost weight, and that can be kind of discouraging. I just want to let you know, like, that's okay. You don't have to go crazy and accomplish a lot of things. Like, it's okay to just rest and just take care of yourself during this time. That is all I have for you today. I hope you know that this is a place you can come to anytime you feel down. I want to always create content that you find helpful during these moments, so always just feel free to comment down below in any of my videos, or message me on Instagram and let me know if there's anything you want me to do a video on, because I want to create content that's gonna help you when you're going through a hard time or anything. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll wait till the end. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, but until next time, bye.